Utopia, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us exactly what you do, how long you've been furloughed, and how this is impacting your life.
Okay, I'm an internal revenue agent at the Internal Revenue Service, everyone's favorite agency, the IRS. I've been there 4 years. I've been furloughed since October 1st when 17% of the government shut down, as Mr. Tucker likes to point out. As a furloughed employee, the impact it has is tremendous. I mean, as the taping just pointed out, Congress is still getting paid, so you don't know how it feels to be uncertain about when you're going back to work, when you're getting paid. I have a 4-month-old daughter. I don't know when the diapers are going to run out because, and as most Americans, I would say, live check to check, I don't know when I'm going to have another check. And that's a huge financial impact that I don't think the Tea Party are thinking about or are considering.
Well,
let's
talk a little bit about, as you head toward the first of the month, I mean, I think a lot of government workers are thinking about that right now, is what happens when the rent is due and the electric bill and all that sort of stuff is due. Do you have any sort of provision for that?
At this point, I'll be honest, it's trying to tap into whatever little nest egg was created. I mean, as a government employee, especially one working for the IRS, I've never dreamed of being quote-unquote unemployed. And it's a feeling of, do I apply for unemployment? Do I call my creditors and try to delay bills, postpone them? And even in that effect, you think of the future income. What's going to happen to my credit rating if I can't make bills, pay bills? So at this point, what could seem minimal to only 17% of the government that's shut down could very well cartwheel out of control into something that could affect me years from now with a drop in credit score or bills not paid or electricity cut.
Sure. Anybody else in our audience been furloughed? Where is Trinette Hunter? Trinette? Where are you, Trinette? Okay, there you are. You're behind this camera. Sorry. Tell me what your situation being a furloughed employee.
Well, I've been with the Internal Revenue Service for 25 years, and I would have never thought that as a civil servant that we would be so diminished as far as our importance to the country. I mean, I take pride in being a civil servant. It's not a joke to me. So for a small group of people to make a decision that affects my ability to continue to serve the public, it bothers me, and I don't understand why we're singled out as unneeded.
Okay. All right.
And that's the feeling I get.
Let's start with Stephen Tucker on this. Your reaction, what you're hearing here.
It's interesting what you said, a small group of people. It's the same small group of people at the Internal Revenue Service who made the decision to attack the Tea Party and conservative groups all over the nation. That's never been done before.
It wasn't just the Tea Party and conservative
groups.
Also there were studies that came out that also liberal groups were just as scrutinized.
And why didn't Lois Lunar testify under Congress? She pleaded the fifth because it's true.
I think we see what the problem is right here, because we're not on the subject. The subject should be, what do we do about getting the government back up and running and putting people back to work here?
And the reactions, but the reaction specifically to Utopia, to Utopia, who called out the Tea Party. G?
I would like to just make a comment that it's very interesting to me that there's always a group of people in Washington that talk about job loss and concern about job growth, but then yet, as long as but government jobs don't matter, right? Like the sequester and making sure that, we cut, thousands of government jobs, that's okay. That's okay job loss.
You mean the president's idea to do the sequester?
Well, very short period of time here. Congressman, respond about 30 seconds, Congressman.
It was the president's idea to do the sequester. Would you agree with that?
I think that the American public understands that there are those of us that believe that government should be on your side, that it's there in times of need. And there are those that want smaller government. The fact is that Sarah Palin says she's happy that the government is shut down. Michelle Bachmann says she's happy that the government is shut down. This is like Ted Cruz's dream come true, that the government, that's what he wanted. He said, I couldn't do it in the Senate. It's up to my members of the House to shut the government down.
It's a personality issue, though.
No,
I mean,
it's not a personality issue. What it is, it's an ideological issue. It's an ideological issue. There are personalities that have made themselves greater than in the Tea Party that come forward. So what I want to do is transmit to the public. They might say Tea Party. What does that mean? It means Sarah Palin. It means Michelle Bachmann. I want them to refer to individuals and what they say so that they understand the political positions that they assume.
Well, we've got